This couple was camping in a deserted place and having fun, but just then, they realize that someone is outside, perhaps watching them. So the boy goes out to check and finds a strange-looking old man in front of him. The old man comes close to him, stabs his dagger into his back, binds the girl's hands, lays her down, and tries to misbehave with her. The girl screams loudly for help, but there is no one here to help her. So now the question is, who is this old man, and what will he do with this girl in this deserted place? Will this girl be able to escape from him? To know all this, we will have to go back a little in the story. The story starts with an open place, where there is no one for far and wide. But here we see two policemen by the side of a paved road who find cars that are over speeding just to make some extra money. Just then, a car passes through this road. Although the speed of the car was within the limit, still, the policemen start chasing it, and this very mistake becomes the cause of their death. Well, in a short while, both of them reach near this car and make it stop. Inside this car, there is an old man named Mick. Before coming out, Mick places a dagger on the seat near him, after which the old man comes out. The police make fun of the old man and say that your car looks like someone threw it down from a high cliff. Mick says it was thrown from a cliff. The police ask Mick for his driving license, to which Mick gives them the license, which was perfectly correct. But still, the police had to make their extra money, so they say that you were driving the car over the speed limit. Mick says that as far as I know, the car was not over speeding, at which the police get angry and say, does it mean we are lying? And they issue a fine, and at the same time, they tell Mick never to be seen in this area again after today. After this happens, both policemen leave from there and were talking and laughing about how they scared that old man. But just then, a powerful shot hits the head of one of them, due to which his head blows up into several pieces. Seeing this, the second policeman panicked, and he didn't even hold the vehicle's handle, due to which, in a short while, this vehicle starts falling into a deep gorge far below a high cliff. Immediately after the car falls down, the old man Mick comes here and checks the car, finding out that the one he shot is dead. The second one is not inside it. Mick looks to his right and sees that the second policeman is also trying to escape by dragging himself in an injured condition. Mick comes near him and makes fun of him in the same way they had made fun of Mick. Mick puts him back into his broken car as well, pours fuel over the car, and sets it on fire. Mick does not have even the slightest regret for killing two policemen, which gives us an idea of how dangerous a man Mick is. In the next scene, we see a couple on this same road, and this is the girl who is going to be Mick's next victim. Both of them are going to a place named Wolf Creek. The girl's name is Katarina, and the boy's is Rutger. Both are walking along the side of the road, waiting for some vehicle so that they can get a lift. After some time passes, a car comes from here. Both wave down the car without knowing who the man in this car is and how dangerous he is. Upon being stopped by them, Mick stops the car. Therefore, both go to sit in the car. But just then, another car arrives, and now both sit in that car. Because of this, knowingly or unknowingly, their lives were saved from Mick for a little while. After a while, this man drops them at their destination, a place named Wolf Creek. But they still had to go further. Therefore, they start walking into this hot desert filled with heat. As they walked, time passed, and it started getting dark. So, to rest, they set up a camp at a place and start resting in it. It had been only a little while since they rested when they realized that someone is outside. Therefore, Rutger goes out of the camp to look and sees an old man in front of a car. Mick says that no one is allowed to camp here. Rutger says, okay, we just have to spend the night here. We are not doing anything wrong. As soon as it is morning, we will leave for the city. To this, Mick says, come on, I will drop you towards the city. But Rutger finds Mick strange. Therefore, he refuses to go with him. Mick feels bad about this. As soon as the boy turns back, Mick attacks his back with his dagger. Due to this, Rutger falls down and becomes unconscious here for a while. When Katarina sees this, she screams loudly, but there was no one here to hear her scream. Mick grabs Katarina, binds her hands, throws her down, and tries to misbehave with her. But just then, Rutger stands up from behind and attacks Mick with a weapon, causing Mick to fall to one side. Filled with anger, Mick stands up and now launches a deadly attack on Rutger. Rutger cannot face him. Mick beats him repeatedly, leaving him half dead again. After this, he completely severs his neck with his dagger. Katarina, who is nearby, screams loudly upon seeing this. To suppress her scream, Mick grabs her and holds her neck with his hand for some time, due to which Katarina also becomes unconscious because of not being able to breathe. In the next scene, when Katarina regains consciousness, she finds herself in another place and sees that just a short distance away from her, the old man Mick is cutting Rutger into pieces. At this time, Mick's attention was not on Katarina behind her. Taking advantage of this, Katarina silently steps backward and quietly leaves from there. After some time, when Mick turns back and looks, he does not find the girl and understands that she has escaped from here, but he knows that she cannot run very far. Therefore, he takes his car and starts chasing her, but due to there being too many bushes, Mick is unable to catch Katarina. On one side, we see an American boy named Paul, who was going along this same path. Just then, Katarina comes running in front of him. Seeing this, Paul stops the car. Katarina quickly runs and sits in the car. Paul asks her, "After all, who are you? What has happened after all?" But Katarina is panicked and cannot say anything to him. She only says, "Let's go from here." Before Paul could understand anything further, Mick arrives here again. Seeing this, Paul starts his car and begins to flee, but Mick repeatedly hits Paul's car from behind. Mick comes alongside them and taunts them that you cannot run very far from me. Now, after running around for a long time, Paul sees that the road ahead is closed. Therefore, he applies the brakes and stops the car. Mick, who is nearby, gets out of his car, aims at Paul with his gun, and fires. But to save his life, Paul ducks his neck down, because of which the bullet doesn't hit him, but the bullet pierces straight through the face of Katarina, who was sitting next to him. Seeing this, Paul gets terrified. Mick tries to kill Paul once again, but Paul quickly starts the car and leaves from here. Just as Mick shoots, Paul ducks down again, and this time too, the bullet does not hit him, and somehow he gets rid of him for some time. With the passage of time, it is now morning. After running all night, Paul stops in an open space. Paul takes Katarina's body out of his car. Paul regrets that he could not save Katarina. Well, after this, Paul starts going again, but now he is not getting a paved road because he had probably lost his way at night. Now, after a long time, Paul finds the road, but now another problem arises before him. Now, he does not know which direction he actually has to go. Paul takes out the map to find the correct route, but he doesn't understand anything. Therefore, he gets out of the car and waits for some other vehicle so that it can tell him the way. After some time, a car comes. Paul stands in front of it to make it stop. Paul hopes that it will tell him the way, but we see that this car does not stop. Seeing the car coming close, Paul quickly moves aside and the car speeds past. Paul had nothing else to do except wait. Therefore, he starts waiting for another vehicle. Just then, a big truck comes here. Seeing this, Paul waves it down. This time the truck stops, but the truck was still some distance away. Paul walks towards the truck, but he sees that Mick is in it. Seeing this, Paul panics and once again goes and sits in his car and tries to start it. Mick also comes fast towards him to crash into it, but at the exact moment, Paul's car starts and he begins to flee from here. Mick also chases him with his big truck and even hits his car several times. But still, Paul maintains control over his car. But just then, a mob of kangaroos present there starts crossing the road. Paul tries his best to save them from his car, but still, some kangaroos collide with Paul's car. Mick, coming behind, is ruthlessly crushing the kangaroos with his vehicle. Meanwhile, we see that Paul's car is now running out of fuel. That means now Paul's car is not going to support him for much longer. Paul increases his speed to create some distance from Mick, and he thinks that now he cannot catch me. But just then, due to bad luck, one of the tires of Paul's car bursts, which poses a new danger to Paul. After some time, Paul applies the brakes of his car and pulls over to the side of the road. But just then, Mick brings his big truck and pushes Paul's car down into the gorge. Paul starts falling down into the gorge from a great height along with his car. Because of this, now Paul's entire car is broken and is not in a condition to run at all. But the good thing is that Paul survived. We see Mick up above. Both are looking at each other. Paul thinks that he will not come down after me, but the next moment, we see that Mick's truck starts coming straight towards Paul from the road through the gorge. Seeing this, Paul quickly moves aside, and the truck crashes straight into Paul's car, causing a big explosion, and both vehicles turn into ashes. But Mick is still present up above. This means he only pushed his truck down so that Paul would be killed. Paul now starts running forward in the open and scorching heat to save his life. After running for a long time, Paul falls down at a place. Perhaps Paul has not eaten or drunk anything for a long time, and therefore, becoming weak from hunger, thirst, and fatigue, he fainted. After some time, when Paul opens his eyes, he sees a house in front of him. Gathering courage, Paul stands up and goes near the house. Somehow, gathering courage, Paul reached near the door of the house and knocked on the door. Before anyone from inside could open the door, once again, Paul could not withstand the weakness and faints right there. In the next scene, when Paul opens his eyes, he finds himself safe and sound in this house. Paul stands up and sees that there is an old couple in this house. Paul is feeling hungry, so first of all, these people give Paul food to eat. Looking at Paul eating, it is clear that he has not eaten food for a long time. Paul tells them that he must be coming here. He will kill me. But the old man says that nothing will happen to you. I am here, right? I will handle everything. After a while, someone comes to their door. Panicking, Paul says that he has come. He will kill me. But the old man goes outside with a gun in his hand and sees Mick in front of him. The old man fires a shot near Mick and says that if your life is dear to you, get out of here. Seeing the gun in his hand, Mick also does not rush and goes back. But the danger was not over yet. As soon as the old man came inside, Mick puts a gun on his head from behind and fires, due to which the old man is killed. Seeing this, the old woman starts running, but Mick shoots her too. But during all this, Paul has run far away through a back path. Mick comes out and sees that Paul is very far away, and I don't even have any vehicle with which I can catch him now. But just then, Mick's eyes fall on a black horse nearby. Without wasting time, Mick takes the horse and starts chasing Paul. Time passed, and now it was night again. We see Paul trying to hide in the thick bushes, but now Mick has reached here and starts looking for Paul with the help of a torch. Without making any sound, Paul sits quietly at a place, but still, Mick catches him and beats him, leaving him unconscious right there. In the next scene, when Paul opens his eyes, he finds himself in a strange-looking place. There are many deadly weapons around. Just then, Mick comes and starts making fun of him again. Crying, Paul says, "Please leave me after all. What wrong have I done to you?" Mick says, "You tried to save my prey from me. You shouldn't have given a lift to that girl." Paul begs for forgiveness, saying, "Forgive me. I will never do this again." Mick says, "All right, okay, I will let you go, but on one condition. I will ask you 10 history questions. If you give their correct answers, I will let you go." Hearing this, Paul was happy, but just then, Mick brings a grinder. Terrified, Paul said, "Why have you brought this?" Mick says that if you give a wrong answer to my question, I will cut off one of your fingers on every wrong answer. Paul also has no other choice, so he agrees to this condition. Mick asks the first question, to which Paul gives the correct answer. He asks the second question, Paul gives the correct answer to that too. Fuming, Mick said, "How do you have so much knowledge?" Paul says that I am a history student. Hearing this, Mick gets angry and asks the next question. Paul gives the correct answer this time too, but still, Mick cuts off a finger from one of his hands. After which he asks the next question, who is Australia's most famous cricketer? Paul knows it, but still, he deliberately gives a wrong answer and says that I do not have knowledge about cricket. For not giving the answer, Mick starts cutting another of his fingers. But just then, Paul says that this time cut the finger of the other hand. Without thinking twice, Mick also unties his other bound hand and cuts off one of his fingers, due to which both of Paul's hands are now open. Just then, Mick says that I am going to get beer. Wait for me. As soon as Mick leaves, Paul keeps a hammer nearby with him. Just then, Mick comes here and asks the next question, but Paul is unable to answer. Therefore, Mick starts cutting another of his fingers. But just then, Paul picks up the hammer and hits it straight into his head with great speed, due to which Mick becomes unconscious for a few seconds. Paul stands up and is about to kill him when just then, Mick stands up again. Seeing this, Paul tries to run away from here, but this path was a kind of maze. Paul cannot see any way to get out of here. Paul wanders around, sometimes here, sometimes there, just like that, just in the hope that I will get out of here. But meanwhile, Paul sees a horrific sight that Mick has imprisoned many people here, some of whom are dead and some are alive. Just then, a girl suddenly came in front of Paul and said, "Free me." Paul had a bunch of keys. Terrified, Paul gives these keys to this girl. On one side, Mick was searching for Paul. Paul, who hides in a place, just then realizes that Mick is coming behind him. Therefore, he gets ready to attack Mick with the hammer. As soon as the person coming from behind comes near him, Paul attacks straight with his hammer without looking. But this is not Mick. Rather, it is the same girl whom Paul had given the keys, and perhaps she had freed herself with those keys. But due to one wrong blow by Paul, this poor innocent girl was killed. Now, after playing hide and seek for some time, Mick catches Paul, grabs his neck, and knocks Paul unconscious once again. In the next scene, we see Paul outside without clothes, and he has a note which says loser, meaning you lost. And now with this story ends. Further story in its next chapter.